Hey, what's going on, guys? It's Frank here. I've been working on this build for a while. I know a lot of people who are coming to the stream and who have followed this channel since the beginning. I've been talking about making an updated video. So here it is. I do apologize. It's taken 3 months, but I just kept prolonging it and prolonging it and prolonging it until I felt like it was ready. So now that the item level has changed and I hit 16,000, I've figured I'd release a video for you guys that are asking. We're gonna discuss a couple things here on the armor. I am running the full Vivified with the relic set. For the right side, obviously the Orcus set, Brutality 5, Rising Power 5, and I'm working on my Bloodstained shirt. The artifacts, I'm probably gonna change up. I'm thinking about substituting this in for the Fragmented Key. At Mythic, it gives you 1,000 power, 1,000 armor pen, and 600 crit. So with me substituting this out, I will lose 400 crit, which is 1% crit chance, and I'm losing 600 combat advantage bonus, which is roughly 1.2% damage, outgoing damage, while in combat advantage. So hopefully the 1,000 power outweighs the 1.2% outgoing damage while in combat advantage. For those who don't know how to do that, if you go to your stats here and you scroll under combat advantage, down at the very bottom it will say combat advantage contributes 9.6%. So with that lantern being gone, it will drop down to 1,100, which would drop my percentage down to 8.4%. But it will increase my power by 1,000. As far as that, I'm running a bunch of Radiance in the offensive slots. Defense in the, the defensive slots are Azures. I am running a couple Azures in the offensive slots to fill in the crit that I need. But once I get my Brutals to 12s, then I'll substitute them out for more Radiance, so I can hit more power and stay a steady 99% crit chance. Other than that, I'm running the Vorpal and the Lightning on AoE, Vorpal on single targets, and the Negation, Trans-Negation. I probably will going to switch over to Bark Shield and try the Bark Shield out eventually, but I'm more focused on getting my Brutals up and the Fragmented Key. And then I will focus on other enchantments and maybe get a Holy Avenger and stuff like that. But as of right now, that's the goal. Get Brutals up, min-max a little bit more, keep the crit same, but increase the power. So with that being said, my stats are this. They are fluctuating a little bit up and down. As of right now, I have the hit point boon on because I was running with a Pally. This is what it looks like. It's still fluctuating a little bit. So yeah, that's the stats as I sit. The powers I run, it's Cookie Cutter, Shore Strike, Weapon Master Strike, Destroyer, Wrathful. I am spec for Slam on this one. I run Fury, Indomitable, Hidden Daggers, and that's it. Obviously, you run Shout when you have to mark targets, and run Fury when you don't. We're not going to talk much about powers because they're pretty much the same. They're pretty much the same no matter what, unless you're not 70. Feats, I'm going to respec these feats. I'm going to take 2 out of here and put it in crit chance. That way I could stack more power and, you know, min-max a little more better, or a little better than what I'm doing now. So with that 2 points on there, it's going to eliminate 1 Azure 12. So that's another 700 power I can get for my base, which will increase my other outgoing DPS. So that's what I'm going to do. I'll probably do that today. I will come out with a Fury build. Again, an updated Fury build. I know the first build that I did was a Fury build. So I wanted to do a slam build, and then I'm going to switch and try Fury again. Now with loadouts, it's easier to swap through. So 3 here, Disciple, 3 here in Toughness. Again, I'm going to switch this out and put it in Weapon Mastery. So that's going to be 0. 3 out of 3. These are pretty much staples here, with the exception of this and this. The other ones are pretty much stable. They should be there no matter what. There's really, unless you're human, there's really not like any give and take. Some people put on action points because they want to do slam. Some people automatically put on this because 3% is roughly 1200 critical on your main or on your companion or whatever you want to call it. It's roughly 1200. 1% equals 400 crit. So with that 3%, you're saving yourself 1200 crit. So again, these here should all be cookie cutter. These 2, Great Weapon Focus and Disciple of War. 5 out of Staying in Power, 5 out of Executioner Style, 5 out of 5 in Focus Destroyer, and I have again 5 out of 5 out of and Battle Awareness. This will be swapped over to Relentless Battle Fury on my new loadout. Down here again, staple, and I wish Demise would stop sending me party invites, huh? Boons. Again, I run the hit point boon when I'm running with Pallies because it increases your DPS. The other ones are pretty much stapled. I am in a PvP guild, so I'm getting the 500 item level from a PvP boon. I'm not going to spend much time on the boons here because a lot of them were, like I said, cookie cutter. There's a couple that you could like switch in and out if you would like. Other than that, they're pretty much self-explanatory. The boons, I'm not going to read them all to you. I'll just slowly scroll down so you can see where I'm putting my boons in. And you guys can have an understanding why. I mean, they're all here 400 power, 400 crit. You're not going to pick deflect over crit. You're not going to pick hit points over power. And you're not going to pick defense over armor pen. You know, this here lifesteal rating is okay. I mean, these 2 stats really don't matter as much. And then I have 3 out of 3 in combat. Oh my god. Dragon's Fury. Increases your crit severity by 8%. Some people put 2 here and 1 in lifesteal because you're getting the initial 3% for having 1 point in there. So they survive longer. With lightning proccing the way it does, your life still procs crazy amounts of replenished health. So some people are doing that. Some people are just putting it in here. They see it as I get 3% lifesteal instead of 1.5% crit severity. Again, it's however you want to do it. However you want to look at it. Like these really don't. This here's, you know, this is the one I picked. It really don't really matter here. The 400 combat advantage. Obviously, combat advantage is a lost. I don't know. I wouldn't say a lost stat, but some people don't understand how it works. If you want to go look at the video I made a couple weeks ago about steps in order to improve your DPS, we talked about combat advantage. I know some great weapon fighters are messing with their charisma down here. They're putting points in that because it increases your companion stats and it increases your combat advantage damage. So they're putting in that instead of crit because at the end game, getting crit is easy. Starting off getting crit, it's not easy. Getting your critical strike up, it's not easy. Hitting that, you know, soft cap. Some people want to get 90%, some people get 95%, some people get 100% of crit chance. And then that's when mid-maxing starts becoming a thing and you're trying to capitalize on, you know, these diminishing returns on some of these stats. So a lot of people have been, you know, re-rolling their stats and putting a couple points on to charisma instead of dex. So that is a thing. I have yet to try it, but with loadouts here, I think it's worth the buying this in to get a couple more loadouts. We're not going to talk more about boons anymore. I'm just going to scroll through down this list, and you guys can have an understanding of what's going on. Companions, as you guys are aware, the new item levels came out, and it's giving you an extra 100 item level if you get your companion from epic to legendary. So you see here I have earth and air. And then I have Aranes from the Scourge Warlock pack. I have Siege Master, and I have Con Artist. This will be switched to Sellsword whenever I get the Sword Knot. The Sword Knot's the only thing I'm missing. Once I get that, it's going to be switching. Reason why? Whoa. The Sellsword provides 3 offensive slots and not 1 defense. So you're getting 3 offensive slots, which then therefore is giving you 840 more power just by having the bonding in there. The only problem is the items in which the equipment is hard to get. Sword Knot, Neck, and Waist. So once I get the Sword Knot from Gambits, I will switch over. They run the same debuff, so you're not really losing anything on the debuff. But you will gain 840 more power by having that. You're not going to gain 840 power flat. You're going to gain a little less than that because you're getting defense. You're getting more power from having defense than, you know what I mean, because of your specs. You're getting 20% of 840 defense as power. For the equipment gear, I have the Storing Ring of Krieg, and I got this the other day, Greater Ring of Storing of Dot. I'm running a armor pen because I need a slight advantage on armor pen. So if you look at my companion stats on the right, I'm hitting 1k, which I'm getting 300% of that. So I'm getting 3k armor pen on my main. It's hitting the 65% resistance ignored. Around that's where you need to hit the soft cap as of right now. So if Mod 12 comes out, the new content, they're speculating that it's going to be 85% resistance ignored in order to do damage to this stuff. So what I'm thinking about doing is buying a axe beak. So right now I'm hitting the soft cap. Mod 12 I'm not going to be. I'm going to be roughly 2,000 armor pen away. So I'm thinking about buying a armor pen mount and substituting it in for the power or the crit bonus that I have here on the mount. Right now I'm running crit. So yeah, that's my idea. So because all the other content that's in the game besides Mod 12 content, 65 is going to be good enough. 65 is where you want to be. Unless they increase all the levels of that, which I doubt they're going to do. So that's where I'm going to be. I'm going to be at 65%. And I'm thinking about getting a axe beak to get to 85%. So I don't have to manipulate other stats. I don't have to go through a whole loadout just to get 2,000 more armor pen. Because that's going to require different enchantments and stuff. And all you had to do is switch out a freaking bonus power. With the mount bonuses, I am running 2 Protector's Camaraderie. Yes, you are getting diminishing returns on the second one, but I feel that it's needed. I'm running Covenant and Devotion and Artificer's Persuasion. Whenever I get my Tensor Disc, which is going to happen here soon, I'm going to switch out one of these. It's going to be out of Covenant, Persuasion, or Devotion. We'll see. I'm keeping the 2 Camaraderies, and I'll run the Warning as the insignia bonus. The people who don't know what the Warning does, I'll read it to you. Whenever you activate a mount combat power, you gain an additional 10% of your power, recovery, armor pen, crit strike, defense, deflection, regeneration, and lifesteal. So whenever I activate the Tensor Disc power, I'm also getting 10% power, recovery, armor pen, crit strike, defense, deflection, regeneration, lifesteal. That, in my opinion, is better than the actual Tensor Disc combat power, but I have to test them out because I don't have a Tensor Disc. So that's what I'm working on now, people. Getting the Tensor Disc on my main. Everything's going to stay the same. Once I start min-maxing a little more, I'll probably switch this over to Jarl's Gaze, especially for MSVA and FBI. That way I'm getting the additional, I think it's almost 800 power from having a Jarl's Gaze bonus for it. But right now I need the crit. I need the 1290 crit that comes along with having this here. Other than that, I need to swap out my utility slots for movement, which is darts. So I'll be doing that here soon, swapping over this, having a loadout for dailies, running Fury, Shout, Daggers, not running Indomitable. So I can just wipe the mobs and, get these dailies done as soon as possible, because hypothetically speaking, I'm not getting anything from these dailies. All my enchantments are maxed out besides 111 from the utility. This double refinement coming up, I need 4 mil refinement to get my brutals up, so I'm going to have that. So other than that, I'm really not working on much besides getting another dot or two. We talked about the Self-Sword, and we talked about the Tensor Disc, and we talked about Cavalry's Warning. I will look out for another video. It's pretty much going to be the same. It's just going to be talking about the benefits from running Fury over Shout, wherever Shout's at. Because I want to do an updated video on running Fury. A lot of high-end buff debuff groups at the end game are saying Fury outweighs Shout if your GF is marking. So a lot of GFs are going DPS spec. They're marking, so the Great Weapon Fighter doesn't have to mark, which I appreciate. Because I've been running Fury for months now, and I had to mark targets the other day, and I hated it. It was so laggy, it was so boring. I kept trying to animation cancel it, and it wouldn't work, and I was getting frustrated with it. So other than that, if you guys like it and you want to see more videos, let me know. Leave a like, comment, and subscribe. If you see any improvements that I can make outside of the ones we just talked about, let me know in the comments. And I appreciate the support. We had 140 subs, and my Twitch channel is picking up a little more, so I appreciate it. I'll leave that link in the description below to stream. If you're peeping this video on the 23rd of July, there will be a 24-hour stream happening at midnight tonight. So come by, win some stuff, gift cards, Neverwinter items, and I'll see you guys there. Peace.